Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Zach Young, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we're joined by Punith Upadhya, a mindset and business growth coach who helps entrepreneurs break out of hustle cycles and unlock their next level of income through internal rewiring, not more effort. After personally transforming his own relationship with business, money, and success, going from feeling stuck to hitting his first $80K month and leaving his W-2 within 7 months, Punith now works with entrepreneurs who are already making money, but feel stalled by self-doubt, fear, or constant grinding. His work focuses on rewiring limiting beliefs, building unshakable confidence, and helping founders scale towards 7 figures with clarity, alignment, and less stress. So growth feels intentional, not exhausting. Very good points. We're going to dive into a lot here. Very warm welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you so much for having me, Zach. I did not expect that intro, but very appreciative of it. Thank you.
Pull this straight from your social media, so please, no reason to be modest. This is not the podcast for that.
Sounds good. I'm excited to get into it.
Absolutely. We absolutely will dive into it. I do like to start with your background, though. So I touched on it briefly, but walk us through. Before helping entrepreneurs, before some great months, can you walk us through what were you doing previously and what was really your inspiration for getting into the space?
Absolutely. I was an engineer by trade. So I worked at a medical device company and I was a design quality engineer. The reason why I loved medical devices was because I got to make an impact on people in need. And that carried me for a few years. And at the same time, I was just feeling this desire to help people more directly. As an engineer, especially in my role, I was dealing with a lot of complaints to then improve our devices, but I wasn't seeing the impact, like the positive impact that it was making. I was just a few layers removed from that end user impact. And so that's combined with just this realization of I felt like I was meant for more, led to getting involved in entrepreneurship and real estate, truthfully. So I started a short-term rental business, and it was a short-term rental management business to help investors make more money and free up their time so they didn't have to deal with the hassle of managing vacation rentals. We would handle all of that, but the expertise we could bring along the way in terms of revenue management, in terms of listing optimization, we could help them make more money and make it completely hands-off. That was like one of my first tastes of entrepreneurship, and I love that I could make that direct impact on people. And it also satisfied my goals of, instead of the 3 to 5% increases in income, recognizing that I have uncapped potential. That has been just a common theme for me, is recognizing that I have unlimited potential, and entrepreneurship honestly gives me the avenue, the vehicle to fulfill and realize more and more of that potential. So where I'll end off there is truly, I felt stuck in terms of growing the business. And no matter how hard I was working, it felt like the people around me were growing a lot faster. And I was like, there's something that I'm missing. And what I realized is that you can't out-earn your self-image. I had an image about myself that matched the current level of income that I was making. And it stemmed with self-worth, self-confidence, just overall confidence in serving others. And when I realized that, I started to change how I viewed myself. That's the rewiring, the internal programming, our mindset to look at myself as the 100K per month version of Punith. Then I started to step into it more and more, just getting more and more familiar with that. And within 12 months of setting the goal of 100 grand per month, I hit a 100 grand month. And it was a lot faster because I chose to align with that version of myself. And because of all of that, because I saw the impact of that, I decided to become a mindset coach, and I just really fell in love with it and have loved helping entrepreneurs unlock their potential overcome limiting beliefs about themselves and completely crush their goals as a result. That is like the most fulfilling thing to me.
We are truly the ones holding ourselves back in every
Absolutely.
aspect of our life, whether it's entrepreneurship, business, our relationships, faith, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely.
We box ourselves into our own prisons based off our upbringing, childhood. I'm sure we'll dive into this. I do want to ask though, that 80K, 100K month, was that from the STR business?
It was a combination of things, honestly. So when I set that goal, what I had the opportunity to realize is it's not fully up to me to decide all the like where that money comes from. Because the cool thing here is our conscious mind, it processes information at 50 bits per second. Our subconscious mind, which is responsible for 95 to 98% of our feelings, our behaviors, our decisions, which then influences our results, that processes information at 11 million bits per second.
Hmm.
50, 11 million. So, really, like when I was trying to figure out the how of hitting that 100 grand month, that was using my conscious mind, my thinking mind. Now, when I finally decided to just let go, just hold that image in my mind of 100 grand per month, then I let my subconscious mind be that heat-seeking missile to make it happen. And so opportunities just came and unfolded along the way. And to finally answer your question, it unfolded like so much more effortlessly than I could have ever imagined. It was a combination of my real estate portfolio. It was a combination of my short-term rental portfolio. I also helped another mindset coach grow their business as well to 100 grand months. And then it was a combination of my own coaching income too. It was probably like an even distribution of all of those.
Got it. Okay. Love it. And when did the coaching business start? How long have you been doing the coaching for?
Really since the beginning of this year, so January
Hmm.
2025.
Very good. Very
Yes.
good. Okay, let's dive into it. Can you
Sure.
walk us through what working with Punith looks like? Typically, you touched on who you're working with, but dive into that a little bit more.
Absolutely. So we help entrepreneurs who not necessarily right at the start of their business, but they've built a decently sized business, maybe 5, 10K per month, but they're hustling their way, trying to scale to 20, 50, 100K months. And there's an element of doing it all on their own, right? Feeling like they have to do it all on their own and feeling stuck because they're working so much that they can't really figure out the time to hire and train people. That's really our sweet spot of people we love to help because there's a mindset component and a tactical business consulting component of what does your org structure look like? Who are the team members that you bring on? But then there's that element of letting go, right? And stepping in, making the hard decision of hiring even before you feel ready, and then being able to empower your team and let go so that you're not working 12-hour days every single day.
Hmm.
Those entrepreneurs that we've helped and are helping are probably making 5 to 10 grand per month. And we help them build out their team, free up their time so that they can level up their income even more. And so the way we frame it, which I really love, is the accountability pod structure. And that's our unique way where we're not a big mastermind. We are a group of 4 people per pod. And there's 2 coaches with that pod that provides mindset coaching and business consulting as well. And we deliver custom elevate to CEO plans, right? As well as a
Hmm.
self image script of who is that 20K, 50K, 100K per month version of yourself. So you can read that over and make decisions from that lens. Now, with that
Hmm.
accountability, what we realize is that when people have true accountability, their odds of like actually achieving their goals can go all the way up to 95%. Whereas just setting the goal, you're probably around like that 25 to 50% range if you actually hit your goal. When you have true accountability and a plan, you just elevate your chances of success. And so we just really care about delivering client success.
I love the small number aspect, right? 4 to a
Yes.
pod and
Yeah.
2 coaches, teacher student ratio 1 to 2.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so personal to a fact where they don't want to let their coach down. And they also don't want to let the other people in the pod down. So
Nope,
I totally
exactly.
believe the 95% success rate. That makes a lot of sense. I had to ask, was that kind of the way it was from the beginning? Is that how you structured it from the beginning?
Oh, good question. So We actually did a trial run beforehand. So we did this completely for free for, I think, 6-ish months, 4 or 6-ish months. And just the way Joel and I, Joel's my business partner in this, just the way we led that accountability pod, we were seeing immediate results. We were meeting every week. Every person got 30 minutes just to talk about their wins, their challenges, and what are their commitments for the next week. And so it was super clear cut. They put it out there. And if they didn't hit it, what's the penalty for not hitting their goals? Like, we really took accountability to the next level, and people were really like doubling their business, having 100K opportunities just pop up left and right in 1 month. And so then we just decided, hey, we would love to serve more people while doing this. And that's how we built the program. It started from an accountability pod that we just naturally formed from another group that we were in. And then we spun it off for our own thing called Accelerate.
It works. Absolutely.
Works.
Looking to the back end of the business for a second, how are these founders, entrepreneurs currently finding you guys to work with you?
Yeah. A lot of it is word of mouth and referrals, like our existing network. So Joel and I, we were part of the same other mastermind and group. And so we honestly just committed to delivering as much value as possible. We were consistently like top 5 in the school leaderboards, just responding and providing value. I think that built up a lot of goodwill. And so now when we helped other businesses like interior design businesses, industrial data analytics consulting, or like a bookkeeping business, then we were one of the first people that they thought of because of our business knowledge. We were both engineers by trade, so we're good problem solvers as well, and the mindset coaching aspect. It started from our existing network, I think, like many businesses, of just reaching out to people who we know we can serve. That led to more referrals. And now how it's building out is our social media, right? So now posting more on Instagram and LinkedIn and just truly just delivering value and having more conversations, that has led to more clients and opportunities too.
Very nice. Walk us through the social media strategy a little bit.
Yeah. So our strategy is a combination of short form content and long form content. And so what we've found is that, especially with a coaching business, our listeners or our audience needs 6 hours ish of really knowing us to trust us enough to make a buying decision. And so I've found that short form content can only get us so far because it's consistently 30 to 60 seconds of content. I don't even know the math, but think of how long that would take to deliver 6 hours of them truly like engaging with the content. So that's why we're starting a podcast as well, to transition and give people more of who we are and share more of our authenticity, some of the stories of the clients we've served, and also just bring on other entrepreneurs and share their stories too. And just deliver more value, deliver more education on how do you grow your business and how do you step into that version of yourselves to unlock the greatness within you. So short form content and long form content. For the long form, it's podcasts. For the short form, I love to do some top of funnel content, middle of funnel content, and bottom of funnel. So my top of funnel has been day in the life videos. It's been storytelling of my story along the way. There's middle of the funnel content, which is honestly like a peek behind the scenes of my coaching. And so it's clips that I really love in my coaching calls, really just me sharing something to answer a question that my clients have been facing a challenge with, and then just showing a clip of that on social media. And then there's bottom of funnel content, which is testimonials or just the call to action for, hey, let's have a conversation and see what happens from there.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes a lot of sense. You're clearly good on the camera. You can clearly talk. So that all makes a lot of sense. I do want to ask, I talked to a lot of coaches, a lot of entrepreneurs on the show, and they definitely agree with you, right? When it comes to referrals, when it comes to organic content, people who have consumed 6-7 hours of your content, very easy to typically turn them into paying clients, right? But a lot of people have said, though, is they do find it inconsistent at times. Sometimes it's wondering, hey, when is that next lead going to come in? So I'm curious, is that something, I know the business hasn't been around for too long, but has that been something you guys have come across?
Absolutely. Like in full transparency, yes. I also look at it in this way from the mindset side, though, of when you're focused on something, from my experience, the how isn't entirely up to me, right? Now, I just focus on what's in my control, and then I trust that the universe knows what's conspiring to make it happen for me if I focus on what I want. And that's honestly lifted a weight off of my chest. I'll tell you what I mean here. It doesn't mean I'm just sitting on the couch and not doing anything and just manifest and hoping everything comes into my life, but I truly incorporate visualization into my daily routine. I'm constantly thinking about my goal. And so, even just logically, I'm an engineer by trade. So, logically, if all I'm thinking about is my goal, then I'm naturally going to take action in the direction of that. I'm going to have conversations with people. They may know someone that might know someone that wants to work with a mindset coach, right? If not them themselves, or just posting on social media, just taking that consistent action to be in a sales consciousness. I feel like that has led to more consistency in bringing leads in the door. Whereas in the past, I truly take extreme ownership when my attention is scattered and it's not fully focused on growing our business and serving more clients. Then yeah, I think our referral network and the client lead flow, even from social media, tends to like it feels a little bit more restricted. Whereas now when I focus all on it, I feel like I have an abundance of leads and clients coming in the door.
He's practicing what he's preaching.
Practicing what I'm
Absolutely.
preaching.
Absolutely. Punith, 2026 is slowly, but also very quickly approaching. Any goals you and your partner have set for the business for the upcoming year you're looking to achieve?
Yes. There is a big vision for Accelerates. And so 2026 is just the next step towards this, but we have $100 million vision with Accelerate, not just a coaching program. An element of it is truly like just serving others, helping them accomplish their big freaking goals. How do we do that at scale? There's a private equity element of buying businesses and then incorporating that coaching, right? Just the accountability pod structure really works, not just with a group of founders, but imagine a C-suite team, right? With accountability at that level. Like you have more and more growth faster and more support, more alignment along the way. We also have a growth advisory that we're building where we can bring in the team instead of being hands off with the consulting or the coaching. How do we bring in the right people? Maybe it's a fractional C suite, right? Or certain vendors to help grow the business and get hands on in exchange for maybe 1 to 3% equity in the business. So that's the ecosystem that we're building, is coaching, leading into the growth advisory, leading into the private equity for the $100 million vision. As for 2026, I think it's setting the foundation for that. And for me and for Joel, it starts with service. And we would love to help 100 people hit their big freaking goals, whether that's team members, whether that's founders, whoever it is. Like, the how, again, isn't up to me. I would truly just like, we have a client scorecard where I review it every single day. I go down the list, teammates, clients, etc. How can I give them a tidbit of mindset advice, or how can I check in with people just to see how they're doing and just listen to my intuition and just continue to serve? I trust that daily habit will lead to getting more clients in the door and helping 100 people hit their big goals.
Great goals to have for next year and beyond. Sounds like Punith's going to have just about everything you can need when it comes to building the business. I love it. Why not shoot for the stars? Absolutely.
Exactly.
Punith, pleasure having you on. Where can the listeners find you? Where can they connect with you online?
Yes, I've been posting content on Instagram and LinkedIn. So please, I just share mindset advice and I share my story. You don't have to listen, but I've just found that when I share my story, it just tends to resonate with others without me saying, hey, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. I just share my insights and learning lessons along the way, and I've really loved it. So Instagram, my username is Punith Upadhya, and then LinkedIn, you can also find me at Punith Upadhya.
Perfect. Punith, my friend, pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Zach. It was a pleasure being on your show.
Absolutely. And that will wrap up another inspiring episode of The Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go and connect with Punith on all of his social media. All of those links will be in the show notes and description down below. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're looking to scale your business, and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from 0 to 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.